Hello, my name is Kyla. I am an artist and I also have a job. So at the moment I'm an artist on the side and working my regular job. I'd like to kind of combine those two things a little bit in the future if I can. But this is a weekend in my life, doing a creative reset, getting into nature, spending time with friends, eating, drinking, frolicking. As an artist, I find it important to balance having a social life and spending time by yourself. I very much value my friendships and the time that I spend with my friends, but I do prioritize alone time as well, more than anything really. Especially now that I've been exploring my creative process more, I find that it's a lot more difficult for me to do that when I am constantly socializing. And it's a lot easier when I'm at home thinking, writing. Sometimes, though, I do find myself getting lonely, as everybody does. And so it's difficult to kind of gauge what balancing that looks like. And I have been, I guess, kind of curating my friendships to kind of lean in that direction where we can be creative but also just hang out and have fun. In this particular trip that I took with my two friends, they were only there for a day, but I feel like we made the most of the day. And although we did a lot of stuff in that day, it was so relaxing. I know sometimes you can do trips and you pack so much into a day and you had fun, but then you're so exhausted and don't want to do anything else for the next few days. Or for me, maybe longer, because sometimes I get really, really worn out when I'm hanging out with people. But yeah, this trip was not exhausting for me. And my friends and I drove down for the first day, and my partner was going to meet me the next day. And my friends left around 8 p.m. the first day, so I had the rest of that night on my own, and then I had the next morning until about noon on my own. And I haven't spent time at my childhood home completely alone in probably 5 years. So it was kind of spooky the first night, I won't lie. I had to turn on lights and close all the blinds and put on when they just play Seinfeld like over and over on the cable, I put that on. And I was gonna sleep in my room and hang out in my room, or my old room, and paint, but I was a little too spooked out, so I kind of just watched Seinfeld for the first night. I felt slightly disappointed that I did that because I had a lot of thoughts to, like I was building up in my head, going down and spending the night in my childhood bedroom and doing some sort of art like I would have, because I've been working on connecting with my inner child, which I think is very valuable now that I've been trying to do that. But watching Seinfeld was good enough. And sleeping on the couch and having the company of the cats was nice. And the next morning I went outside and it was so nice out. Escaping the Phoenix Valley and getting to somewhere cool during the summer. There's nothing like it. This one's not gonna be the same. Oh yeah. That one was lackluster. I think that side's a little colder. Unfortunately, I forgot my yoga mat, so that was kind of disappointing, but I spent the morning sitting outside and looking through the art books that I had found the day before in my dad's garage and eating snacks. The day prior when my friends were there, one of my friends brought a dip that she made that was a tomato and I think it was a sun-dried tomato and feta dip. And she let me have the rest of it. I think I'm gonna salivate thinking about it because it was so good. I can't even, every time I ate it, I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever tried. But yeah, it was very nice, very peaceful. It was so quiet. I found that the silence of the cars and the sirens and the trains and the roadwork of the city were replaced by the silence of the birds and my mom's collection of wind chimes and the occasional car driving by. And those were two very different types of silence. Overall, it was only 2.5 days that I was over at their house. But in that time, I was able to reset in a way. It's my last day house sitting for my parents, and I gotta clean up and water their plants because they're getting dry. And then I'm gonna leave. Since I got back from this little excursion, I still felt a little burnt out, and it kind of got better for a second and then started to go back down into burnout. And to an extent, I still am feeling that, but I'm also trying to get over it as quick as I can, because in the past, when it would happen, it would last a lot longer, and I don't want to let it last that long, because I know what I want. I know who I'm starting to try to be. I know I have a lot of growth. I know that I have a lot of room for growth. I know I have a lot to learn. And I think that's the thing that's motivating me the most right now, but also stressing me out the most. Because although I know I have a lot of knowledge in the arts, taking such a long break from it kind of disconnected me from it kind of, it disconnected me from that part of myself. And reconnecting with it has been pretty much every emotion possible. I'm working on a lot of projects right now. I started doing more with polymer clay after this trip. I've gotten some new supplies. I got myself a pasta roller, and I got myself some more tools and a few more colors of clay. I got myself some resin, and I'm working on a few projects with that. And I'm also starting to paint again with oil paints, because that used to be my main medium, was oil painting, and that's not something that I've done in the last few years because it was really difficult in my housing arrangements the last few years, and it's still difficult now, but I'm making it work. And I might make a little video or something about how I do art in my apartment, because it can be very limiting having such a small space, especially when you're living with someone else, because I do live with my partner. So we both, and he's an artist too, but a musical artist, so he needs his space to do his music stuff, and I need my space to do my visual art stuff, which in a 700 square foot apartment gets a little cramped. So I would love to show how I've kind of curated my space to best fit my needs as an artist and make it as easy as possible for me to work on art, because I don't know about anyone else, but for me, I am definitely a, what's it called? Like, I can't remember the saying. Basically, if I can't see something, it doesn't exist to me. So if I can't see my art supplies, they don't exist to me. And I can think like, oh, I want to do an art piece. But if I can't see my supplies and it's difficult for me to set them up, that ruins everything. And I don't have a lot of energy in life. I definitely need to take my vitamins, but yeah, so sometimes just setting up can be such a hassle that I am too tired to do my art, or have wasted my energy setting up, or I've set everything up but then I have to take everything down, and then the thought of setting it all back up again, it just doesn't happen. So I've tried to set things up in a way that make it as easy as possible for me to do any of the artistic things that I want to do, and basically kind of having a section of my room dedicated to kind of each of those things. And it's been very helpful. If anybody's watching this, take from it what you will. I think my main message is just to spend some time on your own. If you're missing something, spend some time by yourself and try to reconnect with yourself in a way where you kind of find what's missing. And you might think you know what's missing, but I have found that what's been missing this whole time that I thought was missing was myself, which just sounds kind of silly when I say it, but it's true, and I don't think I would have found that without spending so much time with myself. And I'm starting to feel less scared of the world around me for that reason. I've always kind of felt like not a human, and I still kind of feel that way, but I'm starting to realize that like I am a human. I'm just my own human in my own body, and nobody else's. So it's been an interesting journey exploring that, and I ended up making a little worm wedding ring holder and earring holder on this strip. That was the main thing that I made, and I made the little fish magnet that was on the fridge as well. My friends made their whole collections, but sometimes I focus too much on one thing at a time, and it's just how it goes. But that's what I made, and I've had so much fun starting more commissions since I got home, and really finding out what and who I want to be, because I am 23 years old, and I don't know where I've been. I don't know where I've been for the last couple of years, but it hasn't been, well, it's been only in here, but it hasn't been the right stuff that's been going on in there. So I'm looking forward to hopefully dedicating myself to what I am most comfortable doing, which is being an artist and having peace in my life and loving the people around me and being grateful for what I have, because that's what is the most important to me at the moment. If you watched, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was peaceful and nice, and maybe put it on in the background or something, which is also really nice. That's what I like to do. So I'll see you next time. I don't know, that was kind of weird. I feel weird saying like see you next time or like anything like that, like see you later, because there's nobody here. I'm just talking to myself. But I got 11 subscribers, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway, I am going to go pet my cat because he's looking really cute. Goodbye. Pink Flamingo from Sonic review time. I will finish this.